Okay, welcome everybody. This is our fourth meeting. And I'm so glad. My name is Robin Chatskin. For those who don't know me, I'm coming in from Long Island. No, I am not sitting in outside. I am channeling my dirt. That is my lot that is behind me, and it still looks like that after almost a year and a half. So and Tim assures me that it's still there. My dirt is still there. So yeah, we're at the very, very, very end of Bay Colony Road, all the way on the cul-de-sac as far as it goes, and we're hoping that all roads lead there eventually. We're hoping that.
Down my house, probably.
So we have some new people on the call tonight, on the Zoom tonight. So if everybody just would like to introduce themselves, our new people, do you guys know how to raise a hand? Do you know how to raise your hand if you're a new people? If you're new, well, besides doing that. So if you go down to the little smiley face on the bottom of your screen where it says reactions, and you click on it, it says you can raise your hand.
I don't see that.
Oh, I don't see that.
You don't
I don't
have
either.
that?
Oh, reactions.
You go to reactions, and if you click on reactions, it says raise hand. So you see if
Yeah,
I raise, okay, and then you can lower your hand. So, hey, Suzanne, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So hi, Patty, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess you're new on our call.
Right.
So why didn't you introduce yourself to everybody who doesn't know Patty?
In the yellow.
I'm Patty Kelleher, my husband is Dennis, and we are ambassadors, one of the ambassadors at the Bluffs. And we moved in, it'll be 2 years in November. So we moved in right in the thick, well, we started the whole process right in the thick of COVID. So we had a big decision to make, do we continue or do we not? And at that point in time, March 13th in 2020, they weren't even sure if the builders were going to be considered, essential workers or not. So we decided to go ahead with it, and lucked out for us because a lot of other people who had signed had backed out. So we are the exception to the rule. It was only like about 6.5 to 7 months before everything was done and we were in. But again, we had 3 dedicated crews working on our home because the others had backed out. So yeah. Anyways, we're originally from born and raised in Boston, but we had past 15 years moved to New Hampshire. So we love it down here, and we wouldn't look back, and we welcome all new neighbors. And we are in the yellow house right on the corner of Rivergate and Balmead, right across from where the kayaks launch and the little pier there. So if you're in the neighborhood, swing by, knock on the door, ring the bell, say hello. Any questions, by all means, we'll be ready and willing to answer. You might see my husband out front. They call him the landscaper. He's not a landscaper. He's my landscaper. He's always out there doing something. So anyways, but yeah, I'm glad to be here. And if there's any questions, by all means. I see Julia Nichols. Julia's here, and I see Bob Conger. So we're the oldies.
No, you're the more experienced. That's what, and thank you so much for being here. So Jackie, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. Raise hand.
Yeah, there you are. You can, yeah,
Okay, there we are.
you Jackie, go ahead.
Okay, we're Jackie and Ronnie Zick. We are 3825 Silver Melon Road, which is the corner of Fallen Pear and Silver Melon Road. We come from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia area. And we are probably, I'm going to say 4 to 5 months out from being done. We use Trust Builders, and we've been nothing but satisfied with them. We signed our contract like the 1st of January, and they started building in May. So in about nine months, they'll be done. Yeah, hopefully.
Which is great. All right, terrific. And also I wanted you to say about Patty. So if you want to know more about Patty, if you go to YouTube, if you want to, so, and it was really funny because I had seen everybody, I don't know if anybody, if you Google on YouTube and you go to the bluffs on the Cape Fear, you'll see videos of all of the ambassadors. So I had watched all of them before the POA meeting last year. And it was so funny because I felt like I knew so many of the people. And they were, I went over and I said hello because I recognized them, and they're looking at me like, okay, I think a lot of you forgot that you had made those videos, and it was great. But we really thank you guys for being here. And there was a lot of people, and Bob and Patty, thank you guys so much for coming the weekend that we were down, and the Mazi and the Mazais were there, and we had a great time, and hopefully we'll be back down again very soon. The Burns were there. We had a really wonderful time, and hopefully we'll see many of you. How many people with real raised hands are planning to be for the POA meeting? Are going to be
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Raise your hands halfway.
Yeah. No, and it's a wonderful thing. So I see that somebody's here on their phone, and I just see a phone number. May I ask who's here on their phone?
It's
Like
me.
Bob.
My computer wouldn't tie into the speaker and the microphone.
Okay.
So I had to come back home.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. So, and Bob, we definitely, I think for Christmas or Hanukkah this year, we're gonna chip in and get an IT guy to come into your house to help you with your IT. So since the last meeting, or since we all last spoke, is anybody any significantly closer to move-in date that we need to give Cynthia a heads up?
No.
No, huh? Wow, that was
a
a really major silence there. Wow. Okay. Anybody have any tremendous challenges that have come up that you want to share or need a little help or thought on? Everyone's kind of like status quo.
Stay the course.
Everyone's staying the course. Okay. This is a good thing. I mean, I think, compared to what's been going on. Kevin, did you want to share something?
No, we're just,
No?
we finally broke ground. They're pouring footing. So
Yay. That
Yep.
seems to be, I think things are starting to roll a little bit. Now for those of you, so Patty, are you seeing, I know for you, it's constant, you're always seeing something. Are you seeing more progress more quickly?
Not really, to be perfectly honest. Where what I've seen there, a few of the lots, there's a lot of activity one day, and then the next 2 days, there's nothing, so we were just discussing this and saying that we've seen a little bit of a slowdown throughout the whole community at this point in time. And I'm not sure if it's supply or if it's crews. I know that all of the builders right now are having problem keeping their crews, because Brunswick Forest you all know what Brunswick Forest is, the big development. They're offering a $3,000 signing bonus for workers to come over, and they only have to guarantee them 6 months of work.
wow.
So
the builders are
I'll pay the workers $3,000 each to
Yeah,
come
that-
look at my house.
That
yeah,
doesn't
they're
make, I don't understand that. The builders are losing their workers for $3,000. I mean,
I
we're
mean, you
all
gotta,
paying for the houses. They can certainly keep their workers, because that's my concern. So they're losing their workers. They're bringing new guys in that are potentially less experienced, because if they were as experienced or more experienced, they'd be going to the Brunswick Forest. So they're bringing in less experienced people now to work on the houses. That's concerning.
not necessarily. Some people are above taking the $3,000, and I'd like to think that, you know, the builders here are looking for quality and not, you know, and not quantity. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, given the large families that some of these workers have, and a lot of them still sending money back home to their homeland. So, yeah, so waiving $3,000 in front of them, you know, is it's a big draw, but they're doing the best that they can. So I think that's why some days, like, we'll see, I think they're staggering the houses. All the builders seem to be staggering the houses. So, you know, 1 or 2 days a week, they'll be at one lot. And then if they're building additional houses, then the next day they'll go to another lot, and so you can kind of almost follow them around. So, yeah.
I've got 2 houses that are being built in front of me. And both of them are trust homes. And I would have to say that the crews have been consistent. I mean, there have been crews on the property every day. Different ones, certainly. You know, some guys are dealing with cement, some are roofers, you know, but there seems to be those 2 houses at least, and I'm obviously very keen on that because they're right in front of me. And all the noise and you know, the rest of the stuff. So I say, come on, folks. I mean, I'm almost ready to bring them cookies.
Kathleen, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, can we finish introductions? Only
Oh, I'm
because
so
do
sorry. I
wanna-
didn't see. I'm so
I do want to
sorry.
hear what people, when they've started, like their timeline and who they're building with, because I know in the Bluffs and we're from Arizona, so we're probably the furthest away and we get the least information outside of online, but it's important for us because most houses were being built by Southern Pines, and that might be significant part of your delay. But can we finish the introduction so I can hear?
Oh,
who everybody is
absolutely.
with?
So, you know, so do you want everybody to just give a quickie? Because some of us have already been on, or some of us already know each other. So why don't you start it off, and I'll call everybody out by name, and we can go through and just give a quick recap so that everybody's refreshed. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, you
All right,
start.
I'm Kathleen Camp. My husband Gage is in the other room. We are moving to 3792 Hallmark Road, and it's right behind a house that's pretty far along. And it's across from Tom Desay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we physically move out there on November 7th. We're moving into an apartment, Waterleaf. So if anybody else is in an apartment that's close by, we'd love to meet you. Our build is with Kent Homes, and our plan is they were supposed to break ground the first week of September. Obviously that did not happen because drawings have not been approved. Framing starts November 4th-ish. Again, that might have moved, and then a complete build June of next year.
All right, well, terrific. Well, welcome. So yeah, when Michael and I were we had a conversation with Mark, and what we did learn was, and Michael, you want to share with everybody what we learned from Mark?
Sure. So we sat with Mark, talked about a bunch of little things, miscellaneous things. But one of the things that came up was the approval of plans. And you have to understand, he said, that the approval committee is consisting of several people. It's not Mark, it's Doug and some other people. And they don't meet every day to approve plans. The plans are reviewed probably about twice a month. So what happens, you remember, some of these folks like Doug are working on other projects out of state, or they're just working on other things. So for them to amass everybody and get everybody together in a room to look at, you know, Kathleen, your plans or my plans, it doesn't happen like every single day. So he said is, let's say they were meeting this week and your plans didn't get reviewed this week, it's probably about another 2 weeks when they reconvene. So the plans are done probably about twice a month in terms of the review process.
And they don't have enough local people there in the development to look at plans maybe once a week?
Well,
Qualified,
there's-
qualified
it's,
people.
it's a planning, but it's a committee of, the developer people, it's not like miscellaneous people that they just grab. These are, people within the office that are under the employ of Doug. And this
Oh, is
is what
Doug
we
the
do.
builder?
It's not the
Doug
builder.
is the developer.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah, I don't know
developer.
who Doug is. Okay.
Okay.
Doug
That
is the
helps.
developer, yeah. And so it's all done under the guise of Doug, the developer, and his team. And your builder has to submit site plans to them, not interior plans, but site plans, because it has to meet within the guidelines that are part of the POA documents. So there's, requirements for how far your house is set back, how far from the back, how much of a percentage of your property is allowed to be developed, because they want to make sure that there's wetlands, or not wetlands, but that there's drainage and so forth. They don't want to overdevelop. And they don't want you to have the whole thing turned into a big cement pad, right? So there's a lot of little things they look at and a lot of big things they look at. And then, of course, what we hear tell, and maybe somebody else can jump in on this one, is that they will go out to your property and mark off trees, the ones that are allowed to be knocked down and the ones that are not allowed to be knocked down. So that's what we hear tell.
Yeah, that's part of the process.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, Kevin, the Crawfords.
Yep. Like I mentioned, I think we're going to be right down the street from you, Robin. We're on 3981 Bay Colony Drive.
Yep, we're 4066.
Okay, are you down there by the lake?
No, we're actually the very, 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 very last house on the very end of the cul-de-sac.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Well, we're 3981 Bay Colony Road. The footings are being poured, foundation, working on the foundation. We're with Bill Clark Home, Legacy Homes by Bill Clark. We signed paperwork in February, no, April.
Yeah.
And they said talking about hopefully be in it by May or June of next year. So, but everything seems to be going well. Everything's been approved. So yeah, we're excited to see some progress.
Awesome.
Are you there locally by chance?
No, actually, we're in South Carolina. We're in Greenville,
okay.
South Carolina.
We're
Where?
actually
Greenville.
going to be there the week of October 17th.
17th, yeah.
17th. So we'll be kind of in and out. And we're going to have an arborist come over and look at the trees that are remaining and just kind of see what the progress is and see what's going on. So if anybody's around that week, it would be nice
Yeah,
to
we'll be around.
see. Yeah, we'll be
You know
around.
what, do me a favor and just put that on the Team Reach. And
Okay,
everybody
Okay.
who's here, please
Nice.
make sure that you're in on the Team Reach so that this way, so when people are going to be in town, you can see. And then this way, everybody will know that you're going to be in town. It just makes it a
Okay,
little bit
yeah.
easier. So
We'll
Nicole
update
and
that.
Nicole and Rocco.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? We're from New Jersey. We're on what, Orange?
We're 9366 Orange Manor Court.
So we're a cul-de-sac right off of that main road that you're at the end of, Robin.
Off of Bay
Two
Colony.
cul-de-sacs away. So where our progress is, we closed on our property last month. And now we're still finalizing plans with the builder. And we're probably, we haven't signed with AR, but that's probably who we're going with.
And what builder?
AR Homes.
Okay.
Okay, Michael.
Oh, I'm back again. Okay. So Robin and I, we are waiting for the road. We signed on with AR Homes as well last year in January. We're at the cul-de-sac, so probably the last several hundred yards of our road is still dirt. And we're waiting for them to, we're waiting for them to finish the road so they can get construction equipment down there. And then, of course, the builder is going to need electricity and water, and all those services are probably on the cusp of getting completed, but not yet. So we're waiting. And actually what our builder told us was very interesting is there was so much rain, apparently, I think it was the month of August, that he had several starts, not even in the bluffs, but he had several starts on other properties that he's developing where he couldn't lay a foundation. I guess it was too mushy. So I think,
got a lot of
yeah, just as a side note, I think for some people that are getting frustrated with delays, there's all kinds of delays. It's not always the manpower, and it's not always about shortage of appliances and things that we've been hearing about. Sometimes it's the weather isn't cooperating. And in the case of some of these other builds that were going on with AR Homes, it was really holding things back. It did hold us back, any. So we think, based upon what they told us about our road, which is getting there, that they might actually start to dig a hole and lay foundation maybe November, December. That's the best they can tell us. We're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, we're crossing our fingers, Robin.
So curbing's not
And I
in
think,
yet.
and now the other thing that the builder told us, Rocco, this is good for you and Nicole also, is when we first started our discussions with AR Homes, we talked about a build that would take about 9 months, maybe 10, 12 months. Now, when we met with him, we said, what do you think now? He says, oh, probably a good 12 months, maybe 12, 13 months. So it has not improved any, and he doesn't anticipate it. And it's not because of him. I just think, as we talked about, that it has a lot to do with everything that's going on, all the construction conditions, you know. So I think we're all feeling it, no matter who the builder is. I think we're all going to be feeling it.
Have they made
Kathleen,
any
we're from
progress on that
New
road?
York.
Wait, say that again, Rocco? What's
Have
that?
they made any progress on that road? I know we were there a few weeks ago and they were supposed to have curbing in by then and they didn't.
We don't know.
They
I don't
don't,
know.
they don't.
Still nothing. I
You
think
know,
they,
so
they
when you
just
go,
put
when
in
you
the
go down
water
to Bay
pipes.
Colony past the lake, and where Bay Colony would keep going, they have smoothed it out quite a bit, but it's still dirt as of this afternoon.
Yeah, that's what we saw. We're gonna have to give them a call. Okay, so John, how about John?
Yeah, but I'm actually
Ooh,
Julia's neighbor.
Hey, John.
What's that?
Hey,
Yes. Hey, Julia. How's Maisie?
Maisie is good.
Okay, good. My kids love Maisie. Yeah, we're kind of at the end. I'm crossing my fingers. So we're actually in the process now of doing finals on, all the components of the house. So the one thing that is, kind of last minute was the HVAC. All of the duct work was in, all of the, most of the all the vents were in, obviously, but the actual condenser and then the air handler were not in. So I forget the name of the company that they're using to bring this in, but it actually came in last week and they installed it on Friday. So I'm hoping that's okay and being tested, but we'll see. But
Who's your builder?
Southern Pines.
Thank you.
So he broke ground last July. So
Wow.
it's taken a while. There were a couple of points in time where nothing happened. But lately a lot's been happening. And hopefully, they'll finish soon. So I'm hoping to have this kind of wrapped up, sometime in October. But it's taken a while. But so far I'm happy with it. I'm looking forward to actually spending some time there. I am a platinum member now of Marriott, because of all the nights I've been spending there. I think over the last year, I think we spent something like 30 nights down there.
Wow.
I was there last week. We actually rented a VRBO in Oak Island, which actually was pretty cool. Yeah, so we're getting
Where are you
close.
from, John?
What's that?
Where are you from, John?
I'm actually not far from Robin. I live on Long Island.
Okay.
I'm a New Yorker. Looking forward to Southern lifestyle.
As we all
John,
are.
this is Ronnie.
Yes.
Are you a Hokie parent or a Hokie alumnus?
I'm a Hokie parent. So my son graduated in May. And
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, I got a raise.
That happened fast, didn't it?
Yes, I know. It seemed like yesterday it started, but yeah. So I have one more in college, but she's she's gonna be a junior, but she's studying in Italy right now.
Nice.
Tough life they had, right?
I'm telling you, I want to live my kids' lives.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But you know, if I'm on Bay Colony Road, so I'm actually not far from you guys. I'm 3969, so I'm the big teal house with the gazebo. So if you drive by, that stop in.
Hmm, okay, okay.
Now it looked great. So the Race family, Randall. Hey, guys.
I'm Randy, and this is my wife Nadine. We're from Southern Maryland, about 35 miles south of Annapolis. We had a hold on 479 for a long time.
Over a year.
For over a year, yeah. We actually settled on the lot in July.
You're
And
breaking
then
in and out with your
signed
sound.
contract
It says your bandwidth
last
is low.
month with Haygood Homes. So we'll be building, it's 9148 Fallen Pear on the river.
Very nice.
We're expecting, well, we are scheduled to go in January to do our final.
We're having some difficulty hearing you. I think your bandwidth is a little
Yeah,
low.
we're having a storm here too, so
Oh, no.
am I still breaking
Thank
up?
you for the song.
I guess I am.
Yeah, you look at, you guys froze
Oh,
up.
well. Yeah, we're having a storm locally, so sorry if my audio is bad.
How did that go?
Okay. That looks like a little bit better. And where are you guys from originally?
Yeah,
Oh, they can't seem to hear
sorry.
us. It's okay. So hi, Nina.
Hello. Sorry,
How's it going?
I was
How's it
late.
going?
We are actually here in Carolina Beach in a rental house with our dog, and I was late
We're
because
from
I
Maryland, just south of
ran out to walk our
Annapolis.
dog before I got on the call. So we had our first appointment with a vendor this morning with the cabinet people at Food City Cabinets. And our next one is tomorrow. And my husband, Mike, is in the other room. There's football on TV. There's nothing more important than watching the football on TV. And we are originally from New York, and we are living in New York through our build. So that's going to be a challenge for us. I've already figured out. But thank you to Ruth and Dave, our next door neighbors, who are so good at keeping us updated with pictures and text messages. I can't even tell you how grateful I am, because I feel like I wouldn't know anything that was going on if not for them. But we are actually going to be at the Bluffs on Wednesday to meet with our builder, Ted from Southern Pines. Our meeting is at 4 with him, so we'll probably be there at least by 3, I would hope, to just kind of drive around and look at what's happened. We haven't been there since 2020 when we first met with him. So I just want to see, I can tell already from pictures that people have posted and from the Facebook and everything, that stuff is really booming, because the last time we were there were like empty lots still everywhere. So if you see us, and we're in a white Ford Escape with a chunky little black dog, we may or may not have the dog with us, but we would love to see whoever's in the neighborhood. If you see us driving by or standing out looking lost, like we can't get back to where our lot is, it's totally possible. But it's been a good, it's been a trying time. We got a lot of delays from last year. We were supposed to do our closing last year, and everything was happening that was going wrong possible with the bank and the construction loans and the everything, the timing of the builds. They didn't want us to have a loan that was more than 12 months, so we couldn't close because they couldn't guarantee the build would be complete in 12 months. So we just kept getting pushed off and pushed off and pushed off, but we did finally have some dirt moved in July. So And I think this past week, based on the pictures I was sent by Dave and Ruth, we had a huge lumber delivery that was kind of shocking to see. But I guess it's moving. So good luck to everybody. It is gonna require some patience.
What road are you on?
We're on Fallen Pear, right across from the tennis court, like near the
Oh,
clubhouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you had a problem with the bank with the 12-month lead build time. Did you have to
Yes,
switch, did you
yes.
switch banks? Because it seems like everybody's over 12 months now.
Yes. Well, last year it was like 14 to 15 months, I guess. So with the Christmas holidays, our loan person told us not to do the closing because they didn't want to start the clock ticking on the 12 months because it was clear that nothing was going to happen for a while. We didn't know quite how long the while was going to end up being, but it ended up being like almost May. So, and again, we didn't have actual like dirt moved till July. So from May to July, really nothing happened. But we're hoping by Wednesday when we have our meeting, we can hear, is 12 months still a realistic time frame or is it not? I don't know.
All right.
Jim and Barb.
Hi, I'm Jim and this is Barb. We are living in suburban Chicago. And we're going to be staying here for the build. So Nina, like you, we're doing it long distance. And we know what those issues are. We're building on Rivergate Way, which means we're about 3 houses away from Patty. So Patty, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys too.
We're building with Southern Pines. We broke ground in December and just hanging on for dear life, waiting for, good stuff to happen. We went through a period of about 8 weeks from April through June where literally nothing got done because we were waiting on HVAC. But we got the HVAC done. Now we've got drywall in. We're waiting on painting and cabinets. So we're taking the patient pill every day, just like you guys are. But we'd love to say we'll be in October, but that's, we just stopped saying we're going to be in by this date because we just keep disappointing ourselves. So
It was supposed to be July.
so it is what it is. But like some of the other folks have said, in general, we've been pleased with the situation. We've never built a home before, so this is our first time doing it. We're doing it from Illinois. So there's a lot of inherent, challenges there, but for all intents and purposes, it's been pretty good, other than the fact that it just seems to be taking forever. So, but we're hanging in there. We hope to see a lot of you folks as soon as possible.
There's been a lot of activity at your house lately. I can vouch for that. So there's been quite a few vans and probably for the past week, every day there have been different crews there. So I think you're getting closer.
Well, yeah, thank you for that, Patty. We do appreciate it. And as you all know, or if you don't know yet, a lot of that'll happen. And then another week or two goes by and nothing happens. So we'll take it while we can get it. So thanks for the update, Patty.
Awesome. So the Brackens, Dave and Ruth.
Hi, Dave here. Ruth's off to the side. We are lot 201. We're 9456 Fallen Pear, right where Rivergate meets Fallen Pear, Rivergate by the tennis courts. So we're right across that intersection. We are, I guess part of me is happy to say we have drywall. But the other half is that it's not hung yet. It's all sitting inside the house and it's been that way for about a week.
Damn.
So, so we're dealing with a lot of things that Jim and Barb have dealt with too, where, certain things happen, like when insulation went in, half of it went in, then it was 3 days till nothing happened until they finished it. And then the drywall was delivered. So we're just in a wait and hold now. We are currently, we're from Pennsylvania. We moved from State College. We are now in Wilmington in temporary housing. And we're off of Carolina Beach Road. So we're not too far from where Nina is now. And we're hoping we can just stay where we are until the house is complete. We're we're still targeting sometime in October, but it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. So we just have to, hope that things keep moving a little bit.
And who is your builder?
Southern Pines.
Okay. The Walkers.
Maisie, Maisie.
Hello.
Hey.
We are originally from West Virginia. We closed, our lot is 9382 Fallen Pear. We're 2 houses down from where Hallmark meets Fallen Pear. And John and Mary Fisher are going to be our neighbors, and we actually had dinner with them last week and met them. But we closed in May 24th, broke ground a month ago.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 weeks
About
ago.
3 or 4 weeks ago. There are stakes on our lot. Nothing else has been happening.
And who is your builder?
Southern Pines.
So they said they've cleared everything.
They cleared the lot and there's stakes. We've met with all the vendors and done all that. And I think our plans are all approved. We're just waiting for the next step.
Okay.
Like stakes where they had surveyed it.
Yeah, land's been surveyed.
Did they mark your trees, Sean?
They did mark them. We actually did a walk around with Ted with the tree deal, and he just marked the ones that we wanted to take down. But I did notice that some of the trees I wanted taken down are still there. So I don't know if that committee came back and said, you need to leave that there. So I don't know, this is ugly pine trees, so.
Committee is Ted, period.
It's not a hardwood or anything.
You're big on reserving the trees, though. I do remember that even from my original visit back in the day. That was one of the selling points, is that they would not cut down more than they absolutely had to.
I'm glad they're keeping them. Sean's the one that doesn't want trees falling on the house in a storm.
It's just pine trees.
Exactly.
Yeah. If it was a hardwood, it'd stay there, but
Yeah.
pine trees, they need to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack and Linda Lee.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jack, obviously, and Linda Lee is next to me. We're with Southern Pines as well. We're coming out the 27th of September, so in a couple of weeks, we'll be meeting with Ted, walking the lot, and doing the tree marking exercise and getting the lot ready to go. So we're signed, closed, funded, and now the process is starting. So we're kind of right at the beginning. We are Kathleen in Denver, so we're not too far, less distance than yourself. So it's a remote experience for us as well.
Okay.
You know, we're looking forward to getting started, but you know, we're not on gotta move in on any particular date. We'll get there when we get there, just as long as it keeps going forward. So.
Right, terrific. Thank you. Suzanne.
Yeah.
And go Broncos. Go Broncos.
Hey, Suzanne.
Suzanne and Gary's here. We're from Westchester County in New York. And we are on Littleberry Place.
Okay.
And right now we are drawing up a contract with AR Homes.
Oh, good.
Suzanne, where in Westchester are you from? I'm from Rye.
We're in Mohegan Lake.
Okay.
Yorktown.
In Yorktown.
Awesome.
That Long Island or something?
No, Westchester.
By the way,
Westchester
by the way,
County.
we're 9143 Fallen Pear, 448 Salad.
Terrific. Tim.
Hi, Tim and Allison Burns. We are 3790 Bay Colony Road. We're building with Southern Pines. We signed our contract at the beginning of March.
Right.
There's more trees on the land now than there was in March. We're going backwards. So we don't. It's only been two months or so. So well, wait a minute. I'm gonna take that back. We didn't sign our contract with Ted until the beginning of July, so it's been 2 months. So we don't really have, we're not inpatient yet, but we'll see how it goes. We're really anxious to at least have a conversation with him. So now I know where he's going to be tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We'll track him down over there, but yeah, so we're in holding. We've done everything we've been told to do, and we're just waiting. We're living down here, so I'm literally at the Bluffs every day. So if anybody needs pictures or anything like that, certainly reach out to me. I'd be glad to swing by. For those of you who are under construction, your houses look great from the inside too. So I've probably stalked them all. But no, it's just an experience. We're being patient. We'll see how it goes.
Right, awesome. The Cox family.
Jeff and Marcia Cox. We're in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and we'll be here through the build. We're building on Grayleaf Court, Southern Pine Homes, and we are cleared and staked. Thanks, Tim, for the pictures.
And where do you think what is your schedule or your proposed schedule?
We've never really tried to narrow that down yet. We're just, we're like everybody else, trying to be patient and, knowing that everybody else is dealing with the same thing, and we're sharing crews, et cetera. So it is what it is. Luckily, we are in a position where we're not pushed to get in at this point in time.
Does anybody know if the crews, the workers, span builders? In other words, is a Southern Pines and an AR and a Bill Clark, are they all using the same framers and the same sheetrockers, same HVAC, or are they all different?
Likely not. I would think.
No, they all have their own. They all have their own crews. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got their own.
They all have their own crews. Yeah.
Right, Julia.
Julia Hill Nichols. I moved here from Colorado, outside of Denver, and my husband had passed away and decided to move back east to be a little bit closer to family. I moved in August of 2020. So it's been just over 2 years. I'm on the corner of Bellmead and Bay Colony. It's a stone house. It's a little bit different looking than some of the other houses in the neighborhood, and have watched things grow. When I bought the property, there were no roads, and certainly the interesting process of having it all come together. Travis Stone is an independent contractor, and that's who I hired to build the house, and had just excellent relationship with him. And of course, I was like Patty, in the midst of COVID and all the issues, but we worked around things, and I think it's been very helpful. It's a good community. There's lots of things to do, and you can get as connected as you want or not. For some people, they kind of like to stay in their backyard and do their thing. Cynthia Sosnowski and I do the newsletter. I don't know if you all are getting the monthly newsletter. We just had one out in September. We're going to take a break in October, and we'll do every other month until April, and then we'll start up again with a once a month newsletter.
Thank you for that. We all appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
We do. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, how's everybody?
How are you? So we have some new people on the Zoom this evening. So we're just going around and checking in with everybody, where you're from, who you're building with.
Yeah, I almost forgot. I sat at my computer and I got, oh my gosh, the Zoom meeting, I forgot.
No worries.
I thought about this afternoon, and then I don't know, I just got busy.
So go ahead, introduce yourself.
I'm Sandy, and we are on Bay Colony. We are getting close to being finished.
Wow.
So some good things, drywall's up and cabinets have been delivered. believe it or not.
Wow.
So the cabinet should be installed this week or next week, then tile starts and yeah, so there was kind of a lull there for a while, so now they're picking up, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's excellent news. So
Yeah.
what, so did they have some kind of a fluid date for you guys?
Oh, well, I don't, kind of, sort of, no. The best scenario, they said, would be end of November. But so I said, okay, that'll be mid-January.
The realism. Okay.
Which is fine.
All right, awesome. And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from South Carolina, Aiken, South Carolina. We live.
And where
in,
are you living
Manassas,
now?
Virginia. We're in Manassas, Virginia.
Manassas, Virginia.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Sandy, who'd you say your builder is?
Bill Clark Legacy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last but not least, but Bob.
Bob.
Hey, good evening. I'm Bob Conger and
Oh, hi. Where is he? Oh, there
He's
you
there.
are.
He's
Okay,
there. He's taken up two. He's so
He was
important.
in
He's got
part
two.
of my screen. He
He's got 2 squares.
I met Bob I met Bob last month. Do you remember?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It's neat to meet you all periodically as you come and visit. Karen and I have been here about 2¼ years. We were lucky to build at the time when there weren't that many houses being built, and we moved in just as COVID was hitting. So we had lots of projects to do while we were in isolation. Originally from Park Ridge, New Jersey, and lived about 8 or 9 different spots in North Carolina, Texas, and South Carolina. And we really enjoyed the neighborhood. If you are visiting Ted from Southern Pines in his new center, our house is at the end of that circle. As you come down Sweet Apple to the Salty Apple Circle, look over the pond and you'll see our house.
Awesome. So you know what, Randy and Nadine have finally gotten onto a real computer. So why don't we try a redo for Randy and Nadine? There you go.
Yeah, note to self, never try a Zoom call with lots of people on it using a Chromebook.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm Randy. This is my wife Nadine. We currently live in Southern Maryland, about 35 miles south of Annapolis. And we are going to be building on 9148 Fallen Pear. It's one of the last houses on the left on the river with Haygood Homes. We just signed the contract last month with them, although we won't be starting for a while. Our selections, they have a 3-day selection process. So we're scheduled to come down in January to do that. And expecting construction to start in March 23 and hopefully get move in March, April 24.
Wow. Very cool. Oh, awesome. So you're, and you're, you know, it's really interesting that as we're all talking about where our lots are, with all of the roads and all of the names of all of the places, we all seem to be, is everyone noticing that we all seem to be, you know, concentrated on, you know, Bay Colony and Fallen Pear, and, you know, it's very interesting that we all seem to be and all in different places, and when we purchased and when we're building, but we all seem to be around that area. And it was really, really kind of cool, Patty. On the first call and on the second call, and Bob was on the first one, we actually watched people meet their next door neighbors, like on the call, right? Because you know, people hadn't seen that, and it's really very cool. One of the things that we could just for this is more for Bob and Patty and Julia. One of the things that we had been talking about before a bunch of you guys came on was this situation that we're reading about on, you know, online and everything else about these bullet holes that they seem to be you know, with everything going on. Do you guys have any insight? I know that if anybody that's been reading, you know, the Living in the Bluffs, everybody seems to be, if you don't know about it, do you guys have any insight that's the truth as opposed to, you know, the stuff that people are reading?
As far as the bullet hole that was in the back of the blue house, is that what you're
Yep.
talking about?
Yep.
So the Sheriff's Department was out. I live right next to that house.
Oh,
So
okay.
Sheriff's Department was out, and they used their laser technology, and they were able to figure out the angle as to where it came from. And it looks like that one of the new houses that's being built on Rivergate, right on the lake. There's like a little I don't know, like a little walkway. Bob, what would you call that? That how, you know, is that like the walkway or the, maybe we were trying to figure out what it was. Anyways, when they did their laser thing, they seemed to think it came from there, and they seemed to think it was basically kids and a nuisance. We do have some kids who come through on ATVs. I'm not quite sure how they're getting in, but you know, they kind of roam around. Yeah, so yeah, go ahead.
Patty, is it our house that it came from?
No. It's the other side, towards Fallen Pier. But there's two houses right across from each other that are being
Oh,
built.
yeah.
The two builds, yeah.
Yeah, the two builds, yeah. So the sheriff seemed to think that it was just the kids out for a joyride, because we had seen the ATVs in that area prior to that. You know, we don't know what to do about the ATVs. It used to be an access road. Is that correct, Bob? It used to be like an access road that came in, and they were able to use it, I guess, before the bluffs even kind of came to be, and they still kind of use that. But Sheriff's Department seemed to think that it's a one-off, and still scary. But yeah, they really haven't come to it. They haven't found anybody, haven't really come to any conclusion. But all this technology, there was all kinds of speculation as to maybe it came from here or there or whatever. And that seems to be because of the angle, somebody was probably in the house and just unfortunately goofing around. But you know, obviously with the firearm, so.
Right, thanks for that. And I appreciate that, only because, you know, with a lot of us aren't around, and we're just reading stuff, and then that's how nonsense starts. So one of the things, for some of the people who were new, and I'm going to send it out again. So many of you were able to fill out the Google form. Raise your hand if you did not fill out the Google form.
I don't think I did.
Okay, so I'm gonna send it out again. Now, you guys, so what had happened is that about, I don't know, 2 months ago or so, Vicky Solis and I had put together a questionnaire, just like where you're from, who you're building with, to try to, you know, to try to get some data from each other. Some information, who you're looking, if you're looking for information about something, what you would suggest if you had a great restaurant, or some suggestions for things. So I'll send that out. And then it was great because Tim texted me the other day that he'd been walking around, and there were a lot of people whose names he saw that on the signs for the houses, for the builds, that were not part of our group. So he put that on the bottom of the spreadsheet and said, you know, these are people that, you know, that aren't part of the group. So I was able to find all but one, actually, that were in the owner's portal. So I've reached out to everybody. So I actually sent out 73 emails. Yeah, so that would, which was pretty cool. And of course, you know, Kevin's was the one that didn't get through, but that's, you know, par for the course. It's, you know, it's always the troublemakers. But you know, so if there are other people that you do know that are not coming in, and Julia, obviously, if there's anybody that, you know, is coming across, please just let me know if you're not getting the emails. One of the things that I had wanted to share, because Michael and I were down recently, and we did our 3-day AR experience. All right, we did the design center, the electrical walkthrough, and the
Outside.
and the
We did the outs-
outside. It was like 3 separate things. And it was a very different experience than what some of you guys had been going through and some of the discussions had been going through. And then he and I kind of went rogue on a bunch of things. And we just wanted to share, we had a really amazing experience at Bayside Lighting. So I don't know if anybody has gone to Bayside Lighting, or if you're looking for lighting. We dealt with a person named Nicole over there. She actually happens to be the person there who is the rep for AR, but we were incredibly impressed with their selection. She was wonderful. They were super, super helpful and responsive. I think their prices are pretty competitive. Patty, you're shaking your head. Am I right? Am I,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was something
Well,
that. Go
Rob,
ahead.
yeah, so there's one other little thing that you're leaving out is when we started looking at, we talk about lighting and we're talking about appliances and we hear everybody else's stories. Everybody seems to have a different story, but in some cases, you guys are marching around. You're going to a cabinet guy over here and an appliance store over there and a tile guy over there and then the paint store. But it's just a lot of running around, which is all well and good depending upon who you have. So one of the things that this particular lighting showroom does in working with AR is Robin and I, even if our house gets roughed in let's say March or so, and they're not really ready for light fixtures until maybe 3 or 4 or 6 months later, what they would allow us to do is purchase everything now or 3 months from now, which is 2 months from now. And what they're going to do is do all the purchasing and they start to store all that stuff. They palletize it, they shrink wrap it, and they'll set it aside for us for a period of whatever it takes, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And then at whatever time is right for it to go on site, then they coordinate with the builder and they move in a pallet, not individual boxes. They move shrink wrap palletized material to the builder's warehouse location. So this way, now we don't have to use them, but if we choose to use them, that's a really good service, is that we don't have to go marching around for the sconces for the outside and for this for the inside and this over the kitchen and this over the entry area. So we thought that was a pretty good service. And I don't know if other lighting showrooms do that in coordination with the builders.
And, we were just pretty impressed with with the selection that they had. And so we're going to be traipsing back there. I'll be back in December going back there. Has anybody come across any vendor over in the last month that they absolutely really enjoyed, or that they wanted to share a really great story with the group? Anything above and beyond? Patty,
If anybody's interested in lighting, Lamps Plus, you'd order them all online, but they are out of California and the company is amazing. This is our 8th house we will have built. So
wow,
they deliver even through COVID within 24 to 48 hours. Nothing's ever been broken. And if it is, they replace it immediately. So that's what we're doing. Gage and I are going to order all of our lighting not through the builder, but do it after the build through Lamps Plus.
I purchased so many plumbing fixtures and electrical. Now, builders aren't crazy about you doing plumbing fixtures. That's not something that they manage because they don't want leakage, obviously, that kind of thing. But I will, given that I was in the midst of COVID, to have all of this stuff, I rented an apartment in Leland, to have all this stuff piled up in the garage so that when the guys were ready, I would just truck it on over. Sure made a difference.
So when we ordered our stuff, actually, we chose what we wanted, but then we gave our list to Ted at Southern Pines because he got the builder's discount. So we basically handed it to him. But what I did was, of course, we were building during COVID. I had 2 options. I had option A and option B for every set of lighting in the house. And because we did go through him, we did get the builder's discount, which was good. And if something came in broken, it wasn't our responsibility to ship it back. He took that. But yeah, so we did option A and option B, and I said, okay, this is my first choice. And if for some reason it's backlogged, you can't get it, automatically go to option B. Saved us a lot of time, saved us a lot of money. And there was only one, our bathroom lights were the only ones that came in as the option B. And once they were in, I said, oh my God, I like them better than the first option.
Which is great, yeah. I think the biggest challenge we're gonna have, and I kind of knew that it was gonna be, is gonna be the granite or the quartz, whatever, for the island. That seems, I was not thrilled with the choices for the kitchen. That's an awful, and I have a feeling that that's probably a pretty consistent feeling.
What
did you do?
I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything yet. We haven't done anything yet. We're so far away from everything that's not an issue yet. But when I go back in December and probably in January, there are a couple of places that my builder works with. And if I can't find anything in the Wilmington, where's the other place, Michael?
It was all the way up near Greensboro. I forgot the name of the town, Ashboro, maybe. It was all the way up near Greenville.
It was far, I remember, because we didn't like any of the granite selection either at AR.
But I think you're going to see different choices too, because right now there's a lot of building going on, so all the choices that you may be seeing today, and this is kind of what happened to us too, we didn't like. But if you wait, and then by the time you're ready, when you go back to those places, there may be different, different choices as well. It's just a matter of what's available at the time. So they don't always sell the same, the same slabs all the time. So, just think of that before you go, traipsing, hours away. Do your due diligence again and come back around to the others and see, you might be pleasantly surprised like we were. We didn't, our first time out, we were like, yeah, we really didn't like anything. So, but the best advice we got was if one spouse says, oh, I love it, and the other spouse says, I don't know, you just take it off the table right away, because you both have to love it, because you both have to live with it. So, and we thought, oh yeah, right. But you know what? It worked out. And it made life a lot easier, because so I went one way around the place, he went the other way around the place, and then we came back and I said, okay, I'll show you the one I like. And then he said, I'll show you the one I like. We both came back to the same one. So
that's pretty cool. So where did you end up getting yours?
We were Marmalite with Hector, and we didn't like his choices at first. And then we went to a few other places. And when we came back the second time, there were probably 5 or 6 different newer slabs there that weren't there before. So
Sandy, where did you get your countertops?
Oh, I was going to talk about lighting. Oh, countertops. We've sort of picked them out, but not exactly. We're not sure exactly what we're getting. So we'll find out.
All right. So what were you talking about lighting?
About lighting. When we were picking out the lighting fixtures, everything, was like this, you had a lot of choices, except when it came to the foyer light. And Brian and I didn't really care for the choices. So I'm like, okay, we'll just go with whatever. So my girlfriend, I was visiting my girlfriend in California, and I loved some of her light fixtures. She was redoing some of her house. And she said the company was called Shades of Light. And I went and Googled it, and I go, oh my gosh, that's in Richmond, Virginia. That's 2 hours from my house. Yeah. So I went down with a friend and I bought a beautiful, beautiful light. So if you're looking for a special light, look at Shades of Light out of Richmond, Virginia. That's really pretty stuff.
Yeah, I've ordered from them. They're a good company.
Yeah, they're real nice. They pack it really well and everything. She said nothing came broken, and I came all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. Yeah.
Sandy, did you actually go into a showroom?
I actually went in. I was at my friend Cheryl. She just, you know, saw everything online, but I actually went to the showroom and it was,
Oh, okay.
packed. It was just packed.
Oh, okay.
It was beautiful.
I get
There's
their
a store
catalogs.
right next to it that has really cute furniture too.
Oh, good, good.
Anybody else have an experience with their granite or their lighting or anything special that they wanted to share yet? Anybody find anything spectacular? No, huh?
We're going to our granite picking tomorrow, so
Oh, you are? Where are you going?
we're going to Marmalite.
You are going to Marmalite?
Hopefully there'll be something.
Yeah, but they'll give you a slab, they'll give you a piece actually to take with you too. So make sure you ask for that when you get there. Any of the places will give you, you know, we'll give you a chunk or a slab, so then you can come back and you can see it in the different lights. You know, so you could bring it into your own home or where you are now and say, oh, wow, this looks a little bit lighter or a little bit darker than what I remembered. You know, so bring it to different rooms of your house where there's different lighting, you know. So that's a big, because it's going to look different, you know. You'll say, oh, I absolutely love it. And then when it comes down the road, you'll be like, what did it look like again? So make sure you ask them, because they will cut off a good size section for you. We did the same thing. We built from afar. We built from New Hampshire, but we took that slab back with us and we walked in. Okay, this room has a lot of light. Let's see what it looks like here. And it really did help.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, you know, that worries me, is that we have no idea, right, at this point, because it's now it's that, you know, and that's pretty much what I'm looking at, that it hasn't been moved yet. You know, how do you know what kind of light's going to be in your kitchen, or what kind of light's going to be, you know, what kind of natural light you're going to be getting? How do you choose something that, you know, is a color that you can get it into your kitchen and could be a totally different color? So has anybody had an experience where it looks different when it finally gets in? Like, this is our first house being, you know, that we built from scratch. You know, how do you have any suggestions for the you know, how you give a little bit of tolerance? Like, what's a trick for that?
It's moved to Wilmington early, so you're there.
Yeah, okay, so
it's difficult.
Yeah,
it's difficult. As Patty said, your lighting and your color selections, you'll go through all of that, but it'll look completely different. But if they're at least in the same family, they'll do pretty well.
But if your granite has a lot of movement in it, like a lot of like veining or different colors, and we used the same granite throughout the house, like for the bathrooms and everything. We loved it so much. But the thing was, depending on where they cut it from, every place looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, so depending on the veining, so in your kitchen, you know, it might look lighter, but then if they, you know, cut it from a different side and then you put it on, you know, in the bathroom or something, you know, those colors are gonna change a little bit. So the more movement and the more colors you have throughout, you're gonna change a little bit too. So just, you know, just think about that. I mean, it looks great. You know, you look and you're like, oh, I absolutely love it. But then when you look up close and you're like, well, if they take, you know, so they usually right from this, they'll measure out whatever you need. Like, so we wanted something in all the bathrooms and throughout the house, and that was fine. So then they template that. But if you just want your kitchen countertops and your island to be that, then they usually go right to the middle and they take like the middle slab. But I think we used up the whole piece of granite. So we went over budget on ours.
Yeah, I think that's the one place that I kind of knew. Suzanne, you've been really quiet tonight. Are you thinking you're taking it all in? Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
So it's good. Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces going on here, and you know, and I'm so appreciative that everybody's here, tonight, and excited that we're seeing some movement. And Patty, you know, thank you so much for being here this evening. Anybody have something that they want to bring to the group that they're thinking about, that they want to share, that they're concerned about, that they need some advice about?
What the status of the gym? Anything to date on starting construction?
Permitting, Brunswick County, the permitting is just holding everything up. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if that's really the reason.
Yeah, I
Permitting-
heard Brunswick is just 2 or 3 weeks running for whomever's submitting plans, so we were told outside of the development that they've hired new people, but they're doing pretty well. Is our developer, is he assertive enough to go and check on?
Oh, he's he's assertive, definitely assertive, but they only allow so much building and so much permitting in different sections of Brunswick County also. So to be perfectly honest, we really are, we are like the little guy. I mean, you look at Brunswick Forest and you look at some of the other, developments, they're much bigger than, than we are here at the Bluff. So, he can be pretty forceful when he needs to be. But inspectors, that's another problem. So you get to certain levels on your house, like, so your foundation goes in, and then whether you're on a crawl space or whether you're on a slab, then all your electrical and all, so if so then you see all the pipes and all the conduits and all the wires sticking up. Once that gets done, then you have to wait for the inspector to come in to give you the thumbs up so you can go on to the next thing. Used to be that that they could call the inspector on a Monday and he could come out either that afternoon or the following day. Now it's taking them almost a week before they'll even respond sometimes. So they're trying to add more inspectors from what I understand, but yeah, so a lot of it is hurry up and wait for the next phase so that, they'll sign off on that. And then if the inspector says, okay, everything is okay except X, Y, and Z, then you have to fix X, Y, and Z before they come out and re-inspect it again. So, yeah, it's just, there's just a lot of delays other than the construction as far as, inspecting but we've been told permitting, and that's a lot. I mean, they went as far as putting stakes in the ground and said, this is where the kitchen's gonna be, this is where this is gonna be. Right now, they're working on moving all the mailboxes. And so we've got that's totally under construction right now. And we're probably about halfway through with that, I would say. So, yeah, so there's a lot. There's just a lot. So all I can say is you definitely have to be patient. Pretty much what I'm hearing is 14 to 16 months is, from the time that they actually break ground is pretty much the norm when we've talked to a lot of people. So patience, that's all. And, be the squeaky wheel. We built with Southern Pines again, and we were in constant contact with Ted, and he was very good as far as responding. Sometimes your emails will come in at 2:00 in the morning. I don't know when the men ever slept, but with all of your builders, if you think nothing's happening, send a text, send the email, don't be afraid to speak up, because if you don't, then that person down the street is you may have broken ground before the person down the street, but he's gonna, you might be the same builder, but all of a sudden you say, wait a minute, he's further than I am. Seriously, be the squeaky wheel, be respectful, but forceful. And it really will take you far. Yeah, patience definitely is a virtue with building. We've built before, but it's different every time you build, honestly. So again, any questions you have, any Southern Pines people, any questions, feel free to swing by or to, reach out, and the other builders, I mean, they're all great builders, and we didn't have many choices when we first came in. You guys have a wealth of choices now as far as builders go. And I think that's just wonderful, because it's just going to make the community look even, even better. I mean, it's looking spectacular as it is, even since we've moved in. So, and somebody else said, we probably been in all of your houses, and that's,
I don't want to, I don't want to put, Nicole, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you had mentioned something to me, we were on the phone about the beach house, and that you had some concerns. So maybe you want to throw that out there about something that you had noticed when you were there. Maybe somebody has an answer for you.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. No, I just noticed that there was a lot of mildew on the outdoor furniture. So I didn't know if they had a cleaning service that came in and took care of that, or if we're supposed to do that.
No, we don't do that. They do have a cleaning service, and they come through quite often, but then you get the storms, and so you could be there on a Saturday and everything is pristine, and then a storm comes through on Sunday, and then you go back the following, like midweek or whatever, and it's back again. They do have a cleaning service. We have been there when there's been like a lot of sand and stuff on the floor. I contact Doug and I said, where's the broom? Where's the dustpan? Like, we can clean this stuff up. It's all hardwood floors, and a lot of the stuff goes away. We don't know where it goes. It just kind of goes missing. I don't know if somebody just, accidentally picked something up that, doesn't belong to them or whatever. But if you haven't been to the beach house, you really need to go. It's wonderful. But midweek is the best time to go, because on the weekends it's really busy because everybody brings their kids and their grandkids and whatever. We've never had any problem, but we have had quite a full house a couple of times. But midweek is definitely the best time to go. You pretty much can have it, all to yourself, and it's open year round. So we love going to walk the beach. December, when our friends in New Hampshire are like, got 3 feet of snow, and we're like, no, we're walking the beach, And so so it really is. It's nice to be there off season as well. So and there's an awesome sub shop right down the street. But the full kitchen is wonderful, and but yeah, there is a crew that goes there, and they've now installed a little camera, and the guard shack can kind of keep an eye on things as well, because there have been things that have walked away and kind of scratched their heads, like, so.
Right, awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Patty, I just wanted to remind you also, we had talked about you were going to give me the contact information for that real estate person, so that I could reach out to her, that has the list of the stores that she was using to give gifts and stuff like that.
Niche, yeah, I was just in Niche this past week, and the woman that I need to speak to, she's had surgery, so she's out. She's out for like 2 weeks. But I'm actually going back there again Wednesday. I'm bringing in a new neighbor to Niche.
Okay, awesome.
NICHE. It's in Wilmington, across from the Independence Mall. Home decor, anything and everything, baby stuff, jewelry, furniture. It's one of the best places. And I did reach out to her, but she's not back yet. So I will get that to you. I have
Awesome.
that on my notes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anybody else have anything? I know it's getting late. I'm so
I was just gonna say, Brian are gonna be at the Bluffs next week. If anybody needs pictures. of some
Awesome.
Property, just let me know.
Yeah, and I'd be glad to take pictures also anytime.
Patty, I think you guys are happy to go stalking around everybody's houses. You're happy to go see anything.
You're happy to stop by anytime.
Yeah, same here. Really, if you're in the neighborhood, we're the bright yellow house with the stone on the front, right?
Yeah,
across.
right.
So, come, absolutely come. But you can't come the first week of October because I'm going to Italy. So
Nice. I would just love to have some place that you can go stalk. I'm happy. I think at this point, I'll be happy to have a place that you can go stalk.
Oh, there are plenty of places now. Trust me.
All great. So
yeah.
Now, hopefully, many of us will be able to meet in person at the POA meeting.
Yep.
We've been mentioning that. and, you know, stay in touch with each other. It sounds like a lot of people are going to be coming in and out. If there's no, if you're not on our Team Reach, please make sure that you are, so that you can chat with each other and see pictures and everything else. And it's all great. Everything's great. So everybody, please stay safe and stay healthy, and stay in touch, and good luck with everybody's build, and keep us posted. Because we are, you know, it's really wonderful. We're all rooting for each other, and just know we're all going to be very jealous for the first one of us that's actually going to be graduating. I'm waiting to see who's going to be the first graduate that we can call Cynthia. So we're looking forward to that. So everybody have a great night. Looking
too.
forward to hearing from you all soon. Thanks for showing up.
Thanks,
Have a
Robin.
good
Thank you,
one.
everybody.
Thanks, Robin.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.